with less than a year since they were introduced, drones seem to be playing a significant role in curbing illegal entry on South Africa's major land ports of entry. The Border Management Authority says interceptions at the land borders, assisted by aerial surveillance, affirm that border management systems, deployments and enforcement mechanisms are effective. Over 500 illegal immigrants have been arrested at the Beitbridge border post with the assistance of drones since the new year. They were attempting to cross from Zimbabwe to South Africa. Newzroom Afrika's Scara Mafokoane is tracking developments at the border post and joins us now live. Scara, a very good afternoon to you. Lots of activity, I mean, record numbers of people caught trying to cross the borders, record numbers of people who have to be processed each day, and of course a seeming inability at times by the Border Management Authority to actually be able to process these people, certainly not with the speed and the rate that they would want to process them. What are they telling you now?
Absolutely, and good afternoon to you, Bravuyo, and to our viewers. And the BMA says it was anticipated, those record numbers that you're talking about. Remember, just over a couple of days ago, actually, about just after Christmas Day, we were at the Libombo border post, and that's where the biggest number, the influx of people were crossing into Mozambique. But it was anticipated that the return leg, Bravuyo, the highest numbers will be recorded here at Beitbridge in Limpopo. 25,000 recorded each day from the 1st of January. And this is only day 6 of the return leg. But the biggest problem that the BMA sits with right now, it's intercepting those people who are trying to cross illegally. So they've managed to at least 25,000 to process at least 25,000 on a daily basis at the Beitbridge. We're on the western side of it. And what you see right now is the Limpopo River. Now, this river divides, Bravuyo, the Zimbabwe and South Africa. What you're seeing on the far end, that is the Zimbabwean side. And I'm sure now you can see there's movement. There's a couple of people sitting underneath trees, and we hear that there are stalls here. The people are selling items. So there's huge business here. Now, what happens, Bravuyo, is that all or some of those people you see on the other side in Zimbabwe are trying to cross to South Africa. And this has been the BMA's headache. With those, the drones that they've deployed, they are able to see some individuals crossing the river, coming to the South African side, and are being intercepted. So over 500 so far that have been arrested, and we see some of them clearly. Where I was standing a short while ago, that used to be a docking station, a harbor, they call it. And I'm going to ask Tapelo to show to my far right on the Zimbabwean side, there is still one that side, what they call a docking station, a harbor, if for lack of a better word. So they go to the harbor. There are boats that take them across the river to the South African side, and they're what's called sporters. And one of them, actually, we're able to see a sporter in the boat, in the river, just monitoring what we are doing. And I'll ask Tapelo again to move slightly to the left as we see one of those boats there. Well, I'm assuming attempting to testing the waters, for lack of a better word. So this has been the BMA's concern. So over 500 are arrested so far, but they say those which you see that side use the boats to come to the South African side, and their makeshift donkey carts which they use from here towards the border. We're about a few kilometers from the actual border post. So this has been the epicenter of the problem that the BMA sits with. There's, as I indicated, there's a lot of trade that we are witnessing that goes on that side. So what you see are Zimbabwean nationals coming to this side and then paying a certain fee and buying refreshments to cross the border. a short while ago, we were able to see with those drones, Bravuyo, some of the Zimbabwean nationals actually carrying items and running across the bushes. They were intercepted. However, they managed to run away, but the items they had were actually contrabands, which were confiscated. But let's listen to what the BMA Commissioner, Michael Masiapato, had to tell us about a short while ago about the interceptions so far that have occurred here at the Beitbridge border post.
We intercepted around 25 of the individuals that were trying to enter the country illegally. And of course, in the afternoon, we did 5. All in all was 30. But a day before that, we did around 99 of them. And out of the 99, 2 of them were facilitators. As we always say, facilitators, we brought them to Musina police station. We charged them for aiding and abetting, and we do not deport them. At the level of border space, we actually intercept and arrest what we call facilitators. Here in Beitbridge, they're called goma-gomas. In other posts, they're called other things. Those are the ringleaders that do the trade. For instance, they charge people 400 rands to be facilitated through the Limpopo River. And if they put 40 people in a boat, and ultimately you have 400 per person, it's a very lucrative trade. And that is why when we arrest those, we make sure that they get into the system. In other words, we take them to court.
Well, they are called many names, Bravuyo, and some of those which are called goma-gomas, you can see them under those trees, have been reliably told by officials that who accompanied us. It's not a safe place, this river. There are crocodiles and there are hippos actually here. So we were accompanied by the BMA who, on a patrol, they allowed us to I'll ask my colleague Tapelo to just zoom out and pan, and you can see them. We are with them. They are conducting a patrol in this area, which they call no man's land. So far, they say they are satisfied with the technology that's being used. And you'd remember again, Bravuyo, that these drones were introduced last year around towards Easter, actually. So it's less than a year, but they are saying the technology that's being used right now is assisting them in intercepting some of the movement that you are seeing on the Zimbabwean side. And they told me that the other problem is that on the Zimbabwean side, there's actually no border fence. So it's fairly easy for them to walk towards the river and then become South Africa's problem. Bravuyo.
Scara Mafokoane at the Beitbridge border post, where, of course, a lot of activity is happening up until now. According to the Border Management Authority, 500 or over 500 people who tried to cross illegally have actually been blocked and arrested. They have to process around 20,000 people who are crossing the border legally, that is, every day, and they expect more of those people to come to the border over the next few days as people come back from the festive holidays. Lots of activities. Drones seem to be doing a great job in spotting would-be illegal people crossing the border. It does indeed seem that the BMA is indeed making a difference. That is, of course, seems to be the case, certainly from the reports they are giving us, or they've been giving us over the past few weeks and months. But of course, the jury is still out as to whether they're going to make a huge difference in managing our porous borders.